little different back in 1979. But at McKee Ford, our approach to customer service hasn't changed. We're a family-owned and operated dealership with a commitment to respect and integrity. See us on the Big Ford Corner or online at McKeeFord.com.
Right now at McKee Ford in Rapid City, get 0%, 0 payments, 0 maintenance, $1,000 towards your down payment, or get discounts up to $15,000 off.
See us on the Big Ford Corner or online at McKeeFord.com.
Great news. I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
College is where ideas come to life, where you'll find your pack. And at Northern State University, you'll lead the pack. It's part of the Northern Experience, right here in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is where the next generation of leaders thrive, through world-class facilities, hands-on experiences, and generous scholarship opportunities to impact every part of who you're meant to be. Don't just earn a degree, shape your future and experience Northern.
What does it take to feed and fuel the world? To integrate a global ag and energy supply chain, serving farmers and advancing agriculture. What does it take to build communities, powering rural economies and empowering agriculture? It takes the nation's leading farmer-owned cooperative. It takes a co-op. It takes CHS.
Newell Hardware and Supply of Newell, South Dakota is a family-owned and operated business. We take pride in having a friendly staff and being open to our community 7 days a week. Great selections of Valspar paints and a wide variety of Milwaukee tools. Stop in and check out our lumber selection, and don't forget, we are your welding gas exchange stop in Newell. At Newell Hardware, you're more than a customer, you're a neighbor. Newell Hardware and Supply, Newell, South Dakota.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Carson Drug in Custer is an independent, family-owned business that exists to improve the quality of life for their customers and to make their community great. At Carson Drug, they work hard to ensure their pharmacists and staff not only assist customers with their needs, but build good relationships that will last for the long haul. If you want a first-class pharmacy experience from a South Dakota independent pharmacy, you've come to the right place. Carson Drug, a community pharmacy designed for you.
Custer High School Media is your home for Wildcat action. We live stream games and events, deliver Wildcat TV updates, and share all our photos and content on social media. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Custer HS Media and on Facebook at Custer High School Media. Join us for all future live events. Go Wildcats.
It's a particular kind of joy when people come together. There's really nothing like it. And isn't it amazing in that magic moment how all the distance between us, all the obstacles, just disappear? Wherever, whenever, however. Connecting you to what matters most.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
How do we solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems? Our doctors and specialists collaborate, sharing their vast knowledge and Mayo Clinic's unique expertise. It's this working together that helps solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems. Monument Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all...
What does it take to feed and fuel the world? To integrate a global ag and energy supply chain, serving farmers and advancing agriculture. What does it take to build communities, powering rural economies and empowering agriculture? It takes the nation's leading farmer-owned cooperative. It takes a co-op. It takes CHS.
Newell Hardware and Supply of Newell, South Dakota is a family-owned and operated business. We take pride in having a friendly staff and being open to our community 7 days a week. Great selections of Valspar paints and a wide variety of Milwaukee tools. Stop in and check out our lumber selection, and don't forget, we are your welding gas exchange stop in Newell. At Newell Hardware, you're more than a customer, you're a neighbor. Newell Hardware and Supply, Newell, South Dakota.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Custer High School Media's live coverage of the Custer Wildcats. We're back in action here for 2026. My name is Tayton Vincent, and I'll be your announcer for tonight's broadcast here on our YouTube channel. Our producer, Alexa Winkler, and myself are proud to bring you this matchup as part of our ongoing commitment to showcase the dedication, talent, and hard work of our Custer High School athletes. Whether you're joining us here from Custer, across the state of South Dakota, or tuning in from anywhere in the country, we are excited to have you along for the ride and would love to welcome you to the Custer Armory in Larry Luchin's court for tonight's volleyball matchup between the Custer Wildcats and the Phillips Scotties. Let's get ready for a great night of competition, school spirit, and Wildcat pride, and let's go through some information on the two teams for tonight's game. It is Custer's first contest of the season. It will be the Phillips Scotties' second contest on the 2026 season. The Phillips Scotties enter with an 0-1 record on the season after playing Tuesday against Edgemont, where they dropped Close one there in 5 sets. The Custer Wildcats last season finished with a record of 25-13 overall and graduated 6 seniors. The Wildcats will begin this season under the direction of Shayna Young, and will be her first season as head coach here for the Wildcats. They'll be led by 8 seniors. One of those is Rylan Lowe, who had over 450 set assists on the season, and Jada Bennett, who had over 200 digs and 125 kills. At this moment, we're going to step aside before we get ready for our starting lineup. We'll have our national anthem, and we'll be back momentarily. An excellent national anthem there from some of the Wildcat students, and a wonderful start to tonight. First off, for the Phillips Scotty's volleyball starters, our first starter, number 2, Adeline Miller, a junior libero. Number 3, Maisie McDaniel, a sophomore outside hitter. Number 4, Charlie Ramsey, a freshman right side. Number 5, Memphis Const, a senior setter. Number 7, Cadence Eisenbraun, a senior outside hitter. Number 10, Cale Peterson, a senior middle hitter. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Phillips Scotties, number 13, Kylie Reckling, a senior middle hitter. The assistant coaches are Copperlers and Brady Heltzel, and their head coach as Silver Penny. Now to introduce your Custer Wildcats. Your Wildcat starter here, a 5'4" defensive specialist, number 1, Maddie Noble, a senior. Number 2, Molly Frederick, our 5'7" right side. Number 5, a 5'6" senior libero, Genevieve Poper. Number 6, a 5'8" senior middle hitter, Madeline Baker. Number 9, a 5'7" senior outside hitter, Jada Bennett. Number 14, a 5'10" senior setter, Rylan Lowe. And rounding out the Custer Wildcats starting lineup, number 17, a 5'9" sophomore middle hitter, Carmen Ellerton. The coaches for the Custer Wildcats, the assistant coaches are Jenna Frederick and Becky Lowe, and our head coach in her first season with her first matchup here and the first chance at a win, Shayna Young.
Wildcats are coached by Shayna Young, assisted by Becky Lowe and
If there's anyone listening out there that would love to comment, we love to hear where you're listening from. You can drop a comment down in our comment section on the YouTube channel. Or if you have my cell number, you can shoot me a text and I'll try and get a shout out there. We love hearing where you're listening from. Oh boy, am I excited for the start of the Wildcat volleyball season. Feels like it's been a long time since I've been behind the microphone, and just excited to get things rolling here for the season. The Wildcats do have 8 seniors, as I mentioned earlier tonight, so a senior heavy group there, a couple of sophomores, only 1 junior on the varsity roster. Again, led by Rylan Lowe and Jada Bennett from a season ago on the court for the Wildcats. And for the Phillips Scotties, as I mentioned earlier, this is their second game of the season, so we'll see how we get things started here, where Phillip maybe has a little bit of game experience under their belt, see if they get off to a start, or if the Wildcats just geared up and ready to go for their first game of the season, come out swinging and firing away. We'll have Rylan Lowe back to serve the first ball of the night. Received by Eisenbraun, sent over by the Scotties. Miscommunication by the Wildcats there. The Scotties, Maisie McDaniel had tipped that one over, and it found its way to the floor for our first point of the night to the Scotties. Back to serve is Memphis Const of the Scotties. Left-handed serve coming over here, taken by Poper. Low back set to Bennett. Bennett is in the net. The officials are going to go across and talk. We'll see what they have here. Bennett came all the way under the net. The closest official there potentially had the Scotties in the net, but I believe they're going to talk about this one and come up with something together. The point does go to the Wildcats, as the Scotties were in the net first. I do appreciate that the officials are ready to start the year, called each other over, made sure to discuss it, and we're just making sure that they had everything right. In for the Wildcats is Riley Messer. Bennett back to serve. Bennett serve off the hands of Eisenbraun and finds its way down for a Wildcat point. Bennett to bring us another one. Eisenbraun, Ramsey, and Peterson back to receive this one. Peterson there. Set up. Little miscommunication there from the Scotties, and the ball falls to the floor. The Wildcats take the early 3-1 lead. Bennett again. Nice spot. Set. Free ball coming over to the Wildcats. Set to the middle. Swinging away is Baker. Another free ball back from the Scotties. Outside to Messer. Messer across the line. Finds its way inbounds across the way. Bounced off the net, and Messer finds herself in the kill column. Bennett serve short, has to be taken by the front row. Great spot there from Jada Bennett on that serve. Forced Const to have to take it in the front row, which just typically does not happen on a serve, and threw the Scotties off a little bit. Bennett serve, catches the net, but makes it over. Back set, back row attack coming out of Peterson. Peterson hits it into the net. The Wildcats go up by 5 as Bennett continues to serve. Great showing so far by the Wildcat student section over there. Looks like they've got some sort of a beach theme going. So that ball was just tipped over by the Scotties. Frederick swings away but hits it into the net, and the Scotties will have McDaniel back to serve. As the Scotties put a stop to Bennett's run there. McDaniel served long out of bounds there. Point back to Custer. In for the Scotties is Molly Hardy. Carmen Ellerton in for the Wildcats on the libero rotation. Poper to serve. Taken by Hardy. A push there from Reckling. Good swing there. Ball has to be played off the ceiling from the Scotties. As we see early in this game, the Armory ceiling coming into play, where the Wildcats are at a bit of an advantage there, getting to practice every day with a little shorter ceiling than some of the other facilities around. That serve there comes off the side of Poper's hand into the net. And that point will send Adeline Miller back to serve for Phillip. We have a whistle, a rotation error on the Wildcats. I believe on Rylan Lowe, a little early. Another one from Miller. Dug by Frederick. Miller with a nice dig. Ball sent over by Eisenbraun. Set to the middle to Ellerton. Scotty's another one from Eisenbraun. Just out of bounds on the far side in front of the Wildcat student section by Eisenbraun. Point to Custer. Molly Frederick back to serve. That was Peterson. Nice block at the net there from Ellerton. Carmen Ellerton with a beautiful block there. We're going to have our first timeout by the Scotties head coach, Silver Penny. With that being said, I'm going to step aside for a 30-second break.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to Custer High School Media's coverage of Wildcat Volleyball. Again, I'm Tate and Vincent, and thank you for joining us as we're ready to get back to action here following the timeout with the Wildcats up 10-4. Serve coming from Molly Frederick. That serve is out of bounds over by the Scotties bench. And sending number 4, Charlie Ramsey, to the serving line. Received by Poper. Messer will swing away. Free ball coming back for the Wildcats. Lowe sends another one Messer's way. Blocked at the net. Tipped around. Stays on the Wildcats side. Miscommunication there between Ellerton and Lowe as the ball just stayed really tight to the net there. There's a nice block by the front row and the Scotties. I believe that was Memphis Const that maybe had gotten up in there. I can't see the other two numbers at the moment. Nice serve coming over the top for the Scotties. Wildcats, little bit of a soft hit there coming from And Riley Messer, she's able to find a gap in the defense of the Scotties right in the middle of the court there. As Messer comes off, Noble in, and Maddie Noble back to serve. Received by Miller there for the Scotties. Bennett swinging away. Ball going over towards the side. Ball goes off the basketball hoop and was headed up into the student section, but once it hit the hoop, it changed direction, came back onto the playing court, so that one is blown dead by the officials. Maisie McDaniel returns for the Scotties as Eisenbraun goes back to serve. Eisenbraun serve received by Frederick. Swing coming from Ellerton. This one set out to McDaniel. McDaniel across court, and McDaniel finds a point for the Scotties. Early on here, feel like there's been maybe a little bit of nerves just between the teams as the game's getting started early on in the season. Maybe some passes that are a little bit off target compared to where they'll be in a week or two. Just getting some of that game action, goes a long way for all of the players out there. As some of these players, it's their first varsity action ever. Maddie Noble received that serve there from Eisenbraun. Scotties, this is going to be Peterson that sent that one over. Wildcats free ball coming to the Scotties. A back set just a little bit long. They're coming from Const as Peterson was racing after it and it was hit out of bounds. Ellerton back to serve. Waiting for the ball. There it is. Now we can go. Ellerton serve. Good receive there. A little bit of an overpass. Bennett swung away at it. It stayed across the top of the net and fell out of bounds. Point to the Scotties. Scotty Libero rotation is going to rotate as Kale Peterson will be back to serve. And Poper replaces in the Wildcat rotation Ellerton. Peterson serve into the net. Wildcats. Rylan Lowe back to serve with the 13-10 lead. Ramsey with the receive there. Just pushed over by the libero Const. So Bennett gets up and swings away. Just a little bit of a miss hit. Falls on the Wildcat side. Scotties with another one. Const serve received by Poper. Low sends it close side here. That was Molly Frederick that was swinging away. Great stuff there by the Scotties. Great spot out of number 4, Charlie Ramsey, for a kill in the back corner. Pushed it right down the line with that left hand. And the right side hitter, Ramsey, just a freshman. Good volley coming here as Baker swings away. Scotties return it. Sent over by McDaniel. McDaniel's hit finds the floor for her second kill of the night. These stats are definitely going to be unofficial, but I'm going to do my best to bring you what I remember to write down on my list here as Const to bring another one with the game tied up at 13. Low with a little dump, sent right back over by the Scotties. That was number 13, Reckling, that had sent that right back over. Scotties get a chance. Reckling to swing, catches the top of the net and falls on the Scotties side as Wildcats will score, sending Jada Bennett to the back line. Riley Messer to replace Noble. Bennett the first time around served 4 or 5 in a row. We'll see if she can do the same. Received by Ramsey. Set to the middle to Reckling. Reckling's was right on that back line. Didn't see if it was long or not, but there is a net violation on the Wildcats as Maisie McDaniel will serve. Set to Baker. Baker swings away. Dug back up by Lowe. Baker another one. Baker finds a gap right in the defense. Kind of threw him off there, I feel like, by not jumping on it, and just swung away and found a little hole in the middle of the Scotties to get herself in the kill column. As Poper will be back to serve. Hardy came back on for Phillip. Poper served long off the back line. Scotties knotted up at 15. The libero Adeline Miller to serve. Miller's serve received by Poper. Ellerton sets. Messer at the push. Scotty's a chance to set this one up. They go outside to Eisenbraun. Eisenbraun's returned by the Wildcats. Messer with another opportunity. Messer finds herself her third kill. Molly Frederick back to serve. An ace service there from Molly. Nice serve, mishandled there by the Scotties. Second one, that one hits hard off the arms of the Scotties, right up into the ceiling as both of the other back row players were going back to try and save it. It changed direction just a little bit on them and is tough to handle when it does that. Off the ceiling here in the Armory. Another one from Molly. Back set to Peterson. Dug up by the Wildcats. Ellerton swings away. Good touch at the net by Peterson. That set a little tight to the net. Too tight for Eisenbraun, and that will fall on the Scotties side. And the Wildcats will take a 4-point lead here with Molly Frederick continuing to serve. And that serve finds the very last inch of that back corner and stays inbounds there for Molly with another ace. Back set coming, swinging away is Peterson. Nice dig by Poper. Messer swings away. And that was Peterson again that kept it on the Wildcat side. Messer just with a little tip. Back to Peterson. Ellerton with a little touch to keep it alive. Bennett has to tip it over. 4 hits there by the Wildcats. I believe what had happened was 17 at the net had tipped the first one, which is Carmen Ellerton. She tipped the first one with the right, and then with the left hand had kind of dug it after she'd landed, which actually became the Wildcats' first one. Then there was 3 hits after that. That serve overpassed by Bennett, and as Eisenbraun was trying to stuff it right back to the Wildcats, it caught the top of the net and stayed. The Wildcats got the point. As Messer comes off, Maddie Noble will come on to serve for Custer. Her serve comes all the way across. Return there by the Scotties. Was potentially long, but the Wildcats play it. Peterson again. She's been active in the front row. This is Eisenbraun trying to find the gap there in the defense. Wildcats send it to Bennett. Bennett gets a swing on it, and Bennett will find herself into the kill column here. Swinging away. Again, last season had over 125 kills. That'll be the second timeout by the Scotties. And we'll take a 30-second break with the Wildcats leading 22-16.
Carson Drug in Custer is an independent, family-owned business that exists to improve the quality of life for their customers and to make their community great. At Carson Drug, they work hard to ensure their pharmacists and staff not only assist customers with their needs, but build good relationships that will last for the long haul. If you want a first-class pharmacy experience from a South Dakota independent pharmacy, you've come to the right place. Carson Drug, a community pharmacy designed for you.
And welcome back to action here again in Custer, South Dakota at the Custer Armory and Larry Luchin's court for our volleyball match here between the Scotties and the Wildcats. Coming out of the break there, we had a substitution for the Wildcats as Molly Frederick will come out and Carly Borkowski on. Noble with the serve, received by Miller. Back set coming to Peterson. Wildcats at the net. Keep it back on the Scotties side. Peterson with the touch down the line. Dig by Bennett. Set back to Bennett. Scotties stuff it at the net. I believe that was Peterson and Const that were in on that one. Goes long. Whew. Tough step there by Adeline Miller. They just kind of stopped her on a dime. I'm glad she was all right on that one. As Wildcats now lead by 7. Just 2 points away from set number 1. Peterson sends it over. Back rows Poper. Low pushing. Wildcats. Poper tries to send it over, but it hits the ceiling, falls to the floor. The Scotties here need a little bit of a run as Eisenbraun is going back to the serving line, and McDaniel comes on replacing Molly Hardy. Eisenbraun serve. Taken by Poper and Borkowski. Ellerton sends it back over. Peterson with the touch. Taken by Bennett. Set right back to her. She swings away. Goes right down the line. Dug up by McDaniel. Bennett another swing. That one just a little bit low and into the net. Scotties with their second point in a row. Cut the deficit to 5. Needing a couple more out of Eisenbraun. Serve here. Dump by Lowe. Returned by the Scotties. Middle set there. Blocked by number 3, Mason McDaniel. She looked even a little bit surprised as she was a little bit late on the jump, but had gotten her arms up in the air and sent her right back over, and it went over the top of the Wildcats. Nice block by Maisie. Borkowski receives. Bennett sets one to Lowe. Lowe swings away. And an overpass. Wildcats look to take advantage. Bennett with the tip middle. That one was sent back over by Const as Ellerton comes right down the middle and sends that one down for Custer. Custer's first opportunity at set point. Sends the sophomore Carmen Ellerton back to serve. A jump serve, tight to the net. Overpass by the Scotties. Low to Bennett. Bennett swings away. Nice dig there by Miller. Sent outside to McDaniel. McDaniel's dug by Ellerton as Ellerton tried to get out of the way. She just couldn't quite get there. Her and Carly Borkowski kind of bump into each other as the ball falls to the floor. The Scotties there survive. The Wildcats' second chance at set point. It is Kale Peterson to serve. Borkowski receives. Bennett with a tip. Scotties returning. That was Reckling that just had to send it over. Bennett with the swing. Stuffed at the net by number 5, Const. McDaniel send it over. Back line. Just long off the back line, and the Wildcats will take set number 1, 25-20 there as that hit found its way about 2 inches long off the back line. Could see a little bit of space from up here. Line judge was right on top of it. to watch that one fall to the floor there. So in set number 1, we had the Wildcats take that one 25-20. Leading the way for the Wildcats in the kill column is Riley Messer with 3, and they have Baker, Bennett, and Ellerton each with 1 that I have. Again, very unofficial stats that I have up here as I'm trying to keep up and definitely forget to write things down from time to time. Maisie McDaniel had 2 kills for the Philip Scotties, and Ramsey with 1. And a huge block there by McDaniel. The other block of the game so far for the Wildcats was Carmen Ellerton. And with that being said, we're going to step aside for a quick break here before we get back into action with set number 2.
Custer High School Media is your home for Wildcat action. We live stream games and events, deliver Wildcat TV updates, and share all of our photos and content on social media. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Custer HS Media and on Facebook at Custer High School Media. Join us for all future live events. Go Wildcats!
It's a particular kind of joy when people come together. There's really nothing like it. And isn't it amazing in that magic moment how all the distance between us, all the obstacles, just disappear? Wherever, whenever, however. Connecting you to what matters most.
The best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate.
Welcome back to action here in Custer, South Dakota. I'm Tayton Vincent, my producer Alexa Winkler above me. We're excited to continue bringing you this contest here between the Custer Wildcats and the Philip Scotties. The Custer Wildcats took set number 1. The Philip Scotties will start with the serve here with Memphis Const back to serve. To bring us the first action of set number 2. Const serve received by Noble. Lowe sends it to Bennett. Near side. Quick whistle. In the net was the Scotties. Ramsey was just in the net. Point Wildcats, Lowe to serve. Received by Eisenbraun. Back set coming to McDaniel. Dig by Noble. Baker's hit, trying to go far side across the court to the right side there. Just long, out of bounds on the side. Point Scotties. McDaniel serving. Whistle, rotation error on the Wildcats. Molly Frederick was moving early. Some early season errors on that side of things from the Wildcats. The Scotties have been good rotationally. Serve. Long. McDaniel barely off the back line back there. About 6 inches shorter, and it would have painted that line been in bounds, but just long. The line judges both doing a great job so far. Back there right on top of things. Jada Bennett back to serve. Serve also long. Back-to-back long serve. So the Philip Scotties take the lead back. Again, if you're listening from somewhere, we'd love to hear where you're listening from. you can comment on our YouTube channel, or if you have my number, you can let me know as well. That was Messer for the Wildcats sending it over. A jump set coming. Peterson in the middle. Low almost got to it, but a nice set there and a kill for K.O. Peterson for the Phillips Scotties. Messer with a tip. Dig by the Scotties, sent outside to Eisenbraun. Eisenbraun stays on the Scotties side of the net. Point goes to the Custer Wildcats. Carmen Ellerton will rotate in, libero rotation as Baker steps off. Poper goes back to serve. Poper's serve goes cross court, taken by the Scotties. Eisenbraun swings away. Messer just pushed over by Poper. Scotties get another chance. A back set coming to Ramsey. Good volley coming here as Molly swings away, but the Scotties are going to return it. They do. Whistle coming from the near side. That was Eisenbraun who swung and just couldn't quite get herself stopped before she bumped into the net there. But a great volley on that point from both teams. As Poper will bring us another serve. Eisenbraun, nice look cross court as Cadence Eisenbraun gets herself into the kill column for this set. Back to serve for Phillip is Charlie Ramsey. Charlie's serve just long off the back line and out of bounds. We find ourselves knotted up at 5. We've got some watchers from Casper, Wyoming. Thank you for tuning in from Casper. Jamie, I believe, on there. We really appreciate you tuning in. I also got listeners from Volga, South Dakota. Thank you for tuning in there, Dad. Thank you for the support. The Wildcats set this one up to Ellerton. Ellerton's was stuffed by Peterson and back over, and the Wildcats had a little bit of miscommunication as the Scotties take the lead by 2. I feel like set number 2 here, the Scotties have kind of found a little bit more energy than they maybe had in the first half of that first set. And the Wildcats a little bit flatter than maybe they were. Another miscommunication there. Some early season jitters potentially. As Eisenbraun will bring us another one. Messer sends this one over, dug by Miller. Quick set to Peterson. Peterson tries to go opposite. Rylan Lowe right on top of it. Poper comes racing from the back line to return it, but the ball sails out of bounds. Closest to the Phillips Scotties bench as Shani Young wants to talk about it for the Custer Wildcats, with the Wildcats down by 4. We've got some watchers, I believe April, watching Jada Bennett and the Wildcats from Clovis, California. We really appreciate you tuning in all the way from California. With that being said, we're going to step aside and take a 30-second break. We'll be right back to action here in Custer in a moment.
Close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Welcome back. We'll have Eisenbraun continuing to serve here with the game 9-5. That touch there from Messer caught the top of the net. Will stay on the Wildcat side for a 4th touch. Shout out to Russ Bailey there. It looks like he's tuning in from home, watching the Wildcats outside there. Eisenbraun continuing the service run. Good swing there from Ellerton. An early attack there from Const. Kind of just back and forth at the net. We get a setup for the Wildcats. That block is tooled there by Riley Messer off the hands of Const and finds its way to the floor. Returning for the Wildcats is Noble. Noble's serve, nice little float there. The ball was maybe going to go out of bounds, but Lowe played it. Nice quick attack. Both teams kind of trying to surprise each other, and Maisie McDaniel swings away on it. Just didn't quite get under that one enough. A little too on top and into the net. Noble to bring another on. Attack coming from McDaniel. They send it right back to her after the air. Nice save. Good attack there from Ellerton. Saved by the Scotties. Free ball coming to the Wildcats. Quick set to Ellerton again. Scotties with another nice dig in the back row. A little bit of an overset there. Just behind Peterson's head coming from Const. And Wildcats will snag another point. Deficit cut from 5-2. Scotty's Peterson swings, stuffed at the net by Bennett, and Ellerton, it's sent back over. Peterson was sitting there waiting for it. The Wildcats did not get a chance to set up any sort of block in the front row with it coming just right off the overpass there, and Peterson capitalized on it. And Peterson will be back to serve, her serve into the net. Thank you to Shannon Ellerton tuning in there at home. Carmen Ellerton back to serve, and she finds herself an ace there off the hands of Charlie Ramsey. In for the Wildcats is number 10, Abby Meyer, replacing Madeline Baker. Official on the close side here nearest to us, and the camera was just double checking with the table behind him. Pretty sure that was all right. The Scotties Reckling swung away on that. A little bit of an overset came from Lowe as Const was all over that one. She sent it straight down. I couldn't tell from my point of view. I just had the ball blocking it, but it was just out of bounds, called there by the line judge. So the Wildcats will tie this one up at 11. Ellerton serve, wide left and out of bounds. Back to serve is Const. Const serve, taken by Noble. Lowe sends it to Bennett. Bennett swings away, going cross court, no touch at the net, long out of bounds. Scotty score another one. Jason Frederick watching from Gillette. Thank you for watching from there. Molly Frederick fan. We appreciate everyone commenting on our live stream here as this volley is continuing from both squads. That was the Scotties' Charlie Ramsey, who went cross court just off the arms of the Custer libero Genevieve Poper, up into the ceiling and fell to the floor. Scotties up by 3 here in set number 2. Again, it was Custer that took the first set, 25-20, for those of you that maybe tuned in a little bit late. And that ball came off the side of Const's hand. She looked over at Coach and is laughing about it a little bit as Wildcats take the point back. And Rylan Lowe will bring us this serve. Lowe's serve stays below the top white portion of the net and falls. Again, another service error. Quite a few service errors from both sides tonight. I'm going to have to clean those up as the season goes on both sides. of the court. There's a free ball coming from the Wildcats to the Scotties. A free ball returned. That was Eisenbraun that tried to return the free ball. Her free ball off the far sideline, about a foot wide, falls to the floor. And Jada Bennett will go back to serve. Riley Messi returns for the Wildcats. In for the Scotties is Molly Hardy. Eisenbraun swings. Bennett tries to take it. Felt like it was going to fall just inside the far corner. She tried to kind of put both hands up above her head, but it falls to the floor. That hit there from Eisenbraun gets her second kill of the set. Adeline Miller, the libero, to serve. Miller serve off the side. The Wildcat student section might have thrown the timing off on that serve there. Poper back to serve. Genevieve Poper last season came in kind of as a serving specialist and had a couple of games where she would rattle off 3 or 4 straight just service aces where the ball, the defense couldn't even get a finger on, as she continues to serve here off of that mistake from the Scotties. Dig by Miller. Back set came to Ramsey. Ramsey swung away, somehow returned by the Wildcats. Peterson with the swing. Good dig by Poper. Low will push. Miller. This one to Eisenbraun. Eisenbraun's off Lowe's hands. Wildcats return it. Scotties have another opportunity. Back set to Ramsey. Another dig by Poper. Messer swings away. Spot right in the middle of the floor. Hardy and Eisenbraun were both there. Ball just hit a little funny off Eisenbraun's hand and falls to the floor. As the Wildcats tie it up at 16. Poper's serve into the net. Scotties take back over and take the lead. Charlie Ramsey going back to serve. She really got a hold of one of those on that long rally. We just had a moment to go. Back-to-back service errors from both teams. Ties us back up. Scotty's going to have to send a free ball. That's Hardy that sent it over low. Sets it outside to Messer. Dig by the Scotties. That was dug by Hardy, but finds the ceiling. And again, when it hits that ceiling, it can sometimes have just an odd bounce. Of course, you can play it off the ceiling there. But it fell to the floor there before the Scotties could have a chance to return it. Molly Frederick sends our serve over. Eisenbraun, just a little bit of a miss hit, comes off the side of her hands as the Wildcats take the lead by 2. Scotty's coach Penny going to the bench to Tatum Williams. Williams replaces Eisenbraun. Frederick serve off the upper arm of the Scotties libero. 2 hits, 3 hits. The Scotties elect to just catch the ball. That's going to force Silver Penny to want a timeout here for the Scotties. 1 timeout apiece for both squads here as the Wildcats lead by 3. We're going to step aside for a minute break.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop.
Welcome back to Wildcat Volleyball. In action here tonight, both teams have taken one timeout apiece. So each team will have one remaining here with the Wildcats. Molly Frederick back to serve. I've got one more update from Clovis, California. We've got Araya Bennett and Uncle Bob supporting Jada Bennett as well. Thank you for tuning in over there on the West Coast. As the Wildcats set up Ellerton. Ellerton was there a little bit early. Ellerton stuffs that one, keeps it on the other side. Molly Frederick tries to push it over. It gets pushed over a little bit too far. Waiting for that one was Memphis Const. Memphis Const sends it right back over, which the Wildcats were unable to get a block set up, and she found a gap between the two in the back row. I believe it was maybe Jada Bennett and Genevieve Poper that just weren't able to react fast enough with no block set up. Williams serve, aggressive. Ellerton gets a great set there from Low. Ellerton just over the top of the hands of the Scotty in the front row and just short of the libero there in the back row as Carmen Ellerton gets herself another kill. Wildcats mess her out. Noble back to serve.
Let's go, Scotty!
Bennett swings away, blocked at the net there. It was Const and Peterson that were there together. Const, I believe, was the one that got most of that one. As Kylie Reckling will come on for Phillip. Peterson serve, dug by Noble, set to Bennett. Bennett, cross court, just outside the outstretched arms of Williams there. And Jada Bennett gets another kill. We've got another shout out coming from Brookings, South Dakota, from Betty. Thank you, Grandma. That there is Philip Scotty's Charlie Ramsey that finds herself a little gap just in front of the Wildcats. Wildcats up 2 here in set number 2, up 1-0. Wildcats will send it to Bennett. Bennett going cross court, finds herself another spot all the way across the court there, just about 2 feet past the 10-foot line there, as Jada Bennett potentially starting to heat up here for the Wildcats. Low serve taken by Peterson. We've got a back set that came to McDaniel. Low just chooses to push. Williams, that ball was going over her hands. Her teammate was there to have her back, but Williams was able to get her hand on it just a little bit, but since her teammate was back behind her, no one was where Williams' pass had ended up. So Wildcats with an opportunity here at set number 2. Low with the serve. Serve is long. Point will go to the Scotties. The Scotties will have McDaniel back to serve. She'll have to serve 3 straight here for the Scotties in order to give them another opportunity. A short serve dug by Noble. Frederick with the tip. It was pushed back over. Somehow the Wildcats were able to get it back over to the Philip Scotties side, and the Scotties just not quite able to return that one. Sometimes that net can really play a big factor on some of those points, and that one there for the Scotties was an unfortunate roll of the ball just across the top of the net. So the Wildcats take set number 2, 25-21. Wildcats will lead 2-0. The Wildcats are 1 set away from the first win under head coach Shayna Young. As we let the coaches discuss with their teammates, set their rotations here before set number 3. I'm Tate and Vincent. I'm going to step aside for a couple-minute break.
protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
How do we solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems? Our doctors and specialists collaborate, sharing their vast knowledge and Mayo Clinic's unique expertise. It's this working together that helps solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems. Monument Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Dylan Kessler today and let's get started in building your brand.
Welcome back to action here. I'm Tate and Vincent, bringing you this broadcast with my producer upstairs, Alexa Winkler. We are currently starting set number 3 here with the Wildcats up 2-0. Leading the way for the Wildcats in the ace column is Molly Frederick with 3. Rylan Lowe's going to be back to serve this first ball of set number 3. Jada Bennett with 3 kills. Messer with 5 for the Scotties. Ramsey with 3 kills and 3 other players at 2 apiece. Again, very unofficial stats. This ball is a free ball coming back to the Wildcats. Another free ball coming back there for the Scotties. A back set. Kind of a slide ran there by the Scotties as Reckling had come back behind the setter from the middle hitter position and swung away, but her ball is just outside in front of the Wildcat student section. Student section continuing to support well over there. Scotties set there out long for Reckling again. I didn't know if there was a touch there. The Wildcats block must not have gotten their hands quite high enough on that one, so the Wildcats will take point 2. Low continuing to serve. That's Williams. Sent far side to McDaniel. Wildcats to Bennett. Bennett swings. Sends it right over towards our line judge. Line judge steps out of the way as the ball flies about hip height out of bounds there. So the Scotties, Memphis Const to serve. We have a whistle coming from our closest official. The official, I believe, was looking at the line judge. The up official calls both line judges over. We're going to have a discussion coming as we all wait to hear what they have to say and what they have to decide. So there's a touch potentially called, as we have the 2 line judges discussing, officials coming together. Again, I appreciate when they come together for it. We do have a touch called on the Scotties, so the point will actually go to the Wildcats on this. As Coach Penny wants to hear a little bit further explanation, the official must have given her what she wanted because she went back over to the far side. That ball right along the back line, called in, ace to Rylan Lowe. As the Wildcats find themselves off to an early 4-0 start. Swinging away was McDaniel. McDaniel's ball sticks to the top of the net and falls on the Scotty side. Lowe continues to serve. Baker in for Frederick. Low serve taken by Williams. A dump coming from the setter there. That was Memphis Cons who just dumped it over and finds herself with a point there for the Scotties. Williams subs out. Eisenbraun in. Cons serving. Bennett receives. Baker swings away. Free ball coming on the overpass. That was Meyer at the net. The Scotties just have to tip one over. Almost short and falling to the floor. As Meyer swings away, trying to snag a point there, but just off the sideline there. Scotties will score another one. Kind of a chaotic point there. The action back and forth. No one was really able to set anything up, but the Scotties find a point. Wildcats sloppy return. McDaniel off the fingertips. Poker keeps it alive. Baker sends it over. Back set coming to Charlie Ramsey. The right side hitter here, the lefty, finds herself another kill. So 3 straight for the Scotties. Received by Noble. Lowe sends it to Baker. Baker's is tipped and kept on the Wildcat side by Reckling. Lowe gets to swing on this one. Typically the setter, but will swing away at every opportunity she gets. The Wildcats touch it. The Scotties setting that one up in the middle, but falls to the floor. Wildcats with another point. Another update from Clovis, California. We've got Jada's mom, Michelle, also watching. Thank you for tuning in there. We appreciate your support of the Custer Wildcats. Those of you listening for the Scotties, we appreciate your support as well. A little bit of a sloppy play. Wildcats will take another point. Just not a lot getting set up right now. Maybe a little early season fatigue, even though we're only in set number 3. Just kind of getting used to things. But there's been some great opportunities here for both sides. So Wildcats look to capitalize. Lowe's set just goes over the net and falls in between the two Scotties players. And Coach Penny is going to talk about this one for the Scotties as the Wildcats jump out to an early 8-3 lead. We're going to step aside for a 30-second break. We'll be right back to action here in Custer, South Dakota shortly.
With Live Ticket TV.
Pests don't wait, and neither should you. At Olson's Pest Technicians, we've been protecting homes and businesses for over 55 years. From bats in the attic to rodents in the walls, ants in the kitchen, termites underground, even swarms of mosquitoes. We've seen it all, and we handle it all. With expert technicians, ethical treatments, and service across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa, you can count on Olson's to get the job done right. Contact us today at Olson's Pest Technicians. Family owned, community trusted.
Set 3 action. Return to you here from the Custer Armory and Larry Luchin's court. We've got Jada Bennett back to serve for the Custer Wildcats. Been a couple of bounces. Jump serve coming. Taken by Eisenbraun. Back row attack coming from Peterson. Dig by Bennett. Messer coming towards the score table. That is Meyer that swings away. The Scotties returning with McDaniel. Out of bounds off McDaniel's hit. Point. Wildcats. Good couple of swings there on the last volley. That ball, the Wildcats almost return it, but that was Kylie Reckling. That was swinging away into the block of, I believe, Meyer and Baker. And Meyer and Baker both got another hand on it after the ball stayed on right down the net on the Wildcat side, but the Wildcats then unable to get the third one to fly over. Messer swings away. Nice dig in the back row there from Peterson. Peterson's been all over the court tonight as the Wildcats got a free ball back set to Baker. Baker at the tip. Set coming, back row attack from Peterson. Just long off the back line. It was long off the back line. The official up top did not see a call from the line judges, I don't think. I believe she had it held up. It just was that she dropped it down quite quickly here. But just making sure. Again, you know, these officials have potentially done one other game, and then any jamborees that they had to start the year, they've taken their officials courses. But just like us as fans, they've been, you know, out of practice compared to where they're at the end of last season. So I do really appreciate when the officials are taking their time and making sure that they clarify things and double check. And you know, just talking to the line judges tend to do multiple games throughout the year. Just making sure they're clearly stating what they expect out of them and getting everyone on the same page so that everyone in the gym knows the call. That one there hit the ceiling as the Scotties were attempting to return it just on a free ball. And if it hits the ceiling and falls over on the Wildcat side, the Wildcats do not have to return that one, even if it was inbounds. Because it cannot touch the ceiling or anything out of play before it falls on the Wildcat side. So free ball coming back to the Wildcats, set to the middle to Ellerton. Somehow the Wildcats kept it alive. Poper and pancaked that one, but at the net, I had missed as I was watching the play continue to go on. There was a nice block there from the Scotties front row. I don't know if that was Peterson or Eisenbraun potentially. But nice block nonetheless from the Scotties. Ellerton with the set. Timing just not quite right on that one for the Wildcats. So continuing to serve will be Adeline Miller for the Phillips Scotties. Borkowski comes in for Bennett in the back row for the Wildcats. Miller's serve received by Poper. Set coming to Ellerton. Ellerton finds herself with a kill on that play. Carmen Ellerton maybe didn't swing as hard as she did on the previous one, but with that swing, just placed that ball in front of the outstretched arms of the back row. Molly Frederick to bring us a serve. We've got a back row attack coming from Miller. Wildcats to return. Messer an opportunity here, leading the night with kills so far. Scotties, both of them swinging away was Eisenbraun and Peterson. Wildcats' Molly Frederick will serve with a 7-point lead. That serve a little bit high, coming in at the face of Adeline Miller. Miller was still maybe trying to return it, but didn't get a hand on it, and it was out of bounds long off the back line. To serve will be Charlie Ramsey of the Scotties. Messer swings, bounces off the net, far side, right at the 10-foot line. Riley Messer with her 6th kill of the night. And with that, Messer will go to the bench as Noble replaces her to serve and play in the back row. Jada Bennett returns for Borkowski. Noble's serve short. off the net. It is returned there. Nice hustle from Const. But Bennett swings away. Must have hit the hands of the Scotties and stayed on the Wildcat side. Riley Lowe all over the top of that one. Able to swing away on the front row. We've got a timeout by the Scotties coach, Silver Penny. With that being said, I'm going to go quickly just to updates around the areas. There's other volleyball action across the state of South Dakota in Class A. Number 4, Clark Willow Lake defeated Sioux Valley 3-1. Hamlin, who is receiving votes, defeated AA Brookings 3-2. Madison beat Flanders 3-0. Mount Vernon Plankinton currently leading 2-1 over Elk Point Jefferson. Kadoka area beat Little Wound 3-0. Canton beat Canastota 3-0. Lee Deadwood beat Belle Fourche 3-0. Vermilion and Wagner playing. Number 1 Del Rapids won 3-0 over West Central. Webster area won 3-0 over Dual. Number 2 Sioux Falls Christian beat Jackson County Central, Minnesota 3-0. Aberdeen Roncalli over Redfield 3-0. Receiving votes Coleman Egan in Class B up 2-0 on Baltic. Great Plains Lutheran up 2-0 on Florence Henry. As we return to action with Noble serving here. Number 5 Parkson got a win. Milbank got a win. That hit was just long by the Scotties off the back line. Point to the Wildcats. Parker Marion beat Freeman. We've got Winter over Miller 3-0, and a couple of other games that no scores have been updated on SD score feed. So action here still. We've got discussion coming from the officials. Point is going to be reversed from the original call. That was touched at the net there as Peterson was swinging away. Peterson ended up actually on the floor but tooled the block there off the hands of the Wildcats. So the Scotties will get a point. Williams back to serve, and returning is Maisie McDaniel for the Scotties in the front row. Tatum Williams serve coming here, or serve at Noble. Set coming to Bennett. Bennett long, trying to go diagonal cross court and out of bounds. So Williams to bring another one. Coach Shin Young there talking with Jada Bennett on just making sure she gets her hand snapped. Serve right between the 2 back row defenders for the Wildcat. And Tatum Williams finds herself into the ace column for the Scotties. Williams serve taken by Poper. Low to Bennett. Bennett goes soft. Overpass. Then Bennett swings away but catches that one in the net. So the Scotties score another one, and Williams' service run continues. Little run here from the Scotties, giving them a little bit of life. Seeing a couple more smiles from the front row as that serve is buried into the net. And point goes back to the Wildcats. Wildcats stopped that little bit of a run with Carmen Ellerton serving. Ellerton, short serve taken by Williams. That pass goes over the net and out of bounds. Excellent placement by Carmen Ellerton, the sophomore. Middle hitter. Another short one. This one received by the Scotties. Battle at the net between Bennett and Const. Bennett sends that one back over. Outside to McDaniel. Low pushes. Williams saves. McDaniel, another opportunity. Low. This one's sent over to Bennett. Bennett with the high push. Williams with another dig in the back row. Peterson swings away. That one off their fingertips. Ellerton kind of thought it was maybe going to be coming in a little bit faster, but with the changeup, with the way it came off Peterson's hand, Peterson finds herself a kill right in the middle of the court there. Peterson serve. short at Poper. Overpass by the Wildcats, but the Scotties just unable to return that one or take advantage of the overpass. As Molly Frederick will step off the court, the Wildcats will have Madeline Baker coming back on. Rylan Lowe to serve. Williams tried to take that one, got her arm up in the air, so Rylan Lowe finds herself an ace there. That one might have gone long, not sure if it would have found itself there on the back line or not. Wildcats a little sloppy there again from the Scotties. Wildcats take another point. Just a couple of things, maybe some off-speed stuff from some timing that's just a little bit different when you're going game speed. In game number 1, I feel like up here from outsider's perspective, not that I'm at all the practices and things like that, but just some timing, it can be different when it comes to sports and when you're actually playing game action. So I feel like that may be a little bit of a factor. It's still super early in the season for both of these teams. But overall, two teams that are battling fairly scrappy squads, returning some messy stuff, and when they have had the opportunity to set things up, both teams have taken pretty good advantage of those opportunities throughout the night. Memphis Const, the setter, has a couple of kills tonight and a couple of block opportunities with some of her teammates. Very active on the defensive side of the court as the Wildcats send that one. Madeline Baker going across the court was going to find the back corner and just went off the hands of Williams back there as well. Riley Messer and Carly Borkowski going to replace Noble and Bennett, as the Wildcats find themselves just 2 points away from Coach Young's first career victory. And that serve long from the Wildcats. McDaniel to bring this serve. Rotational error on the Wildcats. I believe it was called on Baker. At the conclusion of the game, I'm going to cut away for a little bit. I'll go to some stats. When I return from that, we're going to try and snag one of the Custer players from tonight, one or two of the Custer players, and we'll hold an interview here at the end of the night as the Wildcats find themselves 1 point away from Coach Young's first victory and the Wildcats' first victory of the season here against the Phillips Scotties. The Scotties need one heck of a run here in set number 3 to have an opportunity. Poper back for set point, match point number 1. Back row to Peterson. Peterson comes across, dug up by Borkowski. Messer sends that one to the Scotties. It's stuffed back on the Wildcat side there by Ramsey. At the net, back to serve is Adeline Miller for Phillip. Wildcats, Messer swings away in the middle. The Scotties returning it. That was number 4, Charlie Ramsey, who finds herself just a nice soft little tap over the top of the block from the Wildcats and right at the 10-foot line for her 5th kill of the night. Her and Kayla Peterson both at 5 apiece for the Scotties. That serve hits the top of the net, spins over to the Wildcat side, but was just off of the L in the Larry Luchins court logo on the far side and out of bounds. So the Wildcats will take set number 3 25-17. Thank you all for listening at home. I'm going to take a moment. We aren't going to go too far. We're going to try and get one of our seniors up here as fast as we can to hear from them and to have an interview. But I'm going to step aside for a quick break here as the Wildcats head to the locker room with their first win of the season.
Now's the perfect time to stock up during Grosenberg Implement's semi-annual filter sale. Save 16% on all John Deere and Fleet Guard filters all month long and be ready when your equipment needs them most. While you're here, bring our parts team your equipment serial number. Every serial number entered gives you another chance to win a 112-piece bulk hardware bin set valued at $862. Stop by any Grosenberg Implement location today. Partner up. Time matters.
Things were a little different back in 1979, but at McKee Ford, our approach to customer service hasn't changed. We're a family-owned and operated dealership with a commitment to respect and integrity. See us on the Big Ford Corner or online at McKeeFord.com.
Right now at McKee Ford in Rapid City, get 0%, 0 payments, 0 maintenance, $1,000 towards your down payment, or get discounts up to $15,000 off.
See us on the Big Ford Corner or online at McKeeFord.com.
Great news. I just got the State Farm personal price plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
College is where ideas come to life, where you'll find your pack. And at Northern State University, you'll leave the pack. It's part of the Northern Experience, right here in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is where the next generation of leaders thrive. Through world-class facilities, hands-on experiences, and generous scholarship opportunities to impact every part of who you're meant to be. Don't just earn a degree, shape your future and experience Northern.
What does it take to feed and fuel the world? To integrate a global ag and energy supply chain, serving farmers and advancing agriculture? What does it take to build communities, powering rural economies and empowering agriculture? It takes the nation's leading farmer-owned cooperative. It takes a co-op. It takes CHS.
Newell Hardware and Supply of Newell, South Dakota is a family-owned and operated business. We take pride in having a friendly staff and being open to our community 7 days a week. Great selections of Valspar paints and a wide variety of Milwaukee tools. Stop in and check out our lumber selection, and don't forget, we are your welding gas exchange stop in Newell. At Newell Hardware, you're more than a customer, you're a neighbor. Newell Hardware and Supply, Newell, South Dakota.
Tate and Vincent here with Alexa Winkler, our producer, up above me as we are bringing up Jada Bennett. And as she gets settled in here with the first victory for the Wildcats, I'm going to do a little bit of a stats recap to get things started. With that being said, the Wildcats took the first set 25-20 over the Phillips guys as Phillip falls to 0-2 on the year and Custer moves to 1-0. The second set, the Wildcats won 25-21, and the Wildcats took the third and final set there, sweeping the Scotties 25-17. Leading the way for the Custer Wildcats, Riley Messer had 6 kills, Jada Bennett with 3, Carmen Ellerton with 3. Again, super unofficial stats here by me, just what I remembered to write down, what I saw. Madeline Baker with 2, and Rylan Lowe had 1 there. On the ace line, Molly Frederick had 3, Jada Bennett had 2 with a bunch of digs. Back row, Poper, all sorts of digs. Did not find an ace tonight. but will in the future here, as she's very aggressive on the serve line. Rylan Lowe had 2 aces, and Carmen Ellerton also had 2 late there in set number 3. The Wildcats had 1 block. For the Phillips Scotties, Charlie Ramsey and Kale Peterson both had 5 kills apiece. Followed by Maisie McDaniel, Memphis Const, and Cadence Eisenbraun with 2 each. And the Scotties had 4 blocks total as a team, and Tatum Williams with a big ace there in the 3rd set. With that being said, we're going to hook Jada up here with the mic. Jada Bennett, our senior outside hitter here, is joining me. Can you hear me over there, Jada?
Yeah.
Awesome. So first off, congrats on opening the season with a win here tonight over the Phillips Scotties. Can you just describe to me, what it's like here as a senior? It's a year of a lot of lasts, right? And this is your last first volleyball game. What's it meant up to this point just in practice, and how are you feeling about that as a senior?
Well, it's kind of a surreal moment, or like a feeling. It's like you never think it's going to happen until it's here. It kind of did go by fast. I can't believe it's our last season together. In practices and games, just being a leader, showing the team what a Wildcat is, the dedication as a player, and then showing my family, making them proud, making my sisters proud. That's what it's just surreal to me that I am a senior and it's my last year.
Yes, you definitely were being vocal out there on the court from what we can see from up top here, and just paving that way for those younger kids, as you mentioned there, your siblings as well. Brooke, your older sibling there, paving the way a little bit in Custer volleyball and setting you up for that one and the success there. So it's just awesome to see you and your family and the representation that you've had throughout the way. Can you hit a little bit on how practices have been feeling with the squad? It really looked tonight like you all had each other's back. The energy was really, really high. Of course, it's the first game of the year, but how has practice carried over to the games?
Yeah, so at practice, the first few weeks were not easy. They kind of just showed who's going to show up and show out, and those 4-hour practices really showed tonight, and not just the varsity game, but in the C team scrimmage as well as JV, and bringing that all together today.
That is great to hear. Things just translating over. Your next action is the home tournament, I believe, on Saturday. So you'll have a lot of games coming there. With 8 seniors on the roster and some of those underclassmen that are playing some impactful minutes, how do you feel heading towards that first tournament where you can really pile up some wins here on Saturday?
Yeah, so Saturday is going to also show that those 4-hour practices are worth it, because it's not just one game you have to get through, it's like 2 or 3, and then you're into bracket play, and it's best 2 out of 3, and you're playing up to like 5 or 6 games in one day. So it's going to be tough as a team, but I think that we'll be fine. I think if we keep our energy up throughout the whole day and our communication, then we'll be just fine. And I'm excited about Saturday. It'll be fun to get to play and experiment with more rotations, different players on the court with me. It'll be fun.
That's exciting to hear. Just looking at the season as a whole, maybe what's a goal that you as a team have come up with that maybe you want to share with the audience there that's listening at home, and just what we can look forward to throughout the year?
We have set like a lot of team goals. One in particular is keeping our serving above 80%, keeping control of what we can control. Serving is one of the only things that you have 100% control over. And if you're serving into the net or out of bounds, then you just gave that team a point. So that's one of the team goals. We're also just focusing on being one team this year. It's not C team, JV, and varsity, 3 separate teams. We're all focusing on being one team changing the program to where the younger girls are involved with the older girls. So our motto this year is one team, one family.
That is awesome to hear. Again, this is Tate Vincent joined here by Jada Bennett. Congratulations on your first win of the season. I am super excited and looking forward to following along with the rest of the season, following along with this squad here as we look to improve off of last year's season. And just best of luck moving forward, Jada, and thank you for joining us up here.
Oh, of course.
And for those of you listening at home, the Wildcats will be back in action this weekend at the Wildcat Invitational or volleyball tournament there. Plenty of games to be played, so if you're in town and get an opportunity to come out and support, please do so. Our next broadcast will not be until the following week. With that being said, the Wildcats improved to 1-0. Best of luck to the Phillips Scotties moving forward on the season. They do drop to 0-2 on the year, but plenty of time left to turn things around and continue growing and improving across the entire season. I'm looking forward to it. Again, thank you for joining us from wherever you had tuned in. And this is Tate and Vincent with Alexa Winkler there. A huge thank you to you up top. And I always appreciate everything that you hook me up with and just continuing to help things move slowly. Until next time, go Wildcats.